Hey you guys, it's Dani. I feel like it's been forever since I've we've been face to face. I mean, I know I've done lives recently, but on the channel, memberships, they get to see the raw faced Dani quite often. But here, it's been a while, face to face, so hello. So today I want to talk about the Moonlight Tarot because it is gorgeous. I never see anyone talking about it, and I've been playing with this for a while now, and I've just never done a video on it. I was gonna do Tarot Unknown, but I could not hold out on this tarot. I just couldn't, not go to it. So this is the Moonlight Tarot. Look at this box. I'll show you up close, but are you kidding me? This is an indie deck. This is Inessa. Please forgive me. I believe the creator is from Ukraine. Inessa Bondarenko. I hope that's how you say it. They're supposed to have bits of kind of Ukrainian lore, kind of things that are familiar to that culture, and it's beautiful. It's witchy. It's got this deep red that's throughout. It's gorgeous. So I hadn't heard a lot of people talking about it, so I wanted to do a walkthrough with you guys. So I put mine back in order in the beautiful box, and we are going to take a look at this deck together. So let's get to it. Okay, I'm going to try to leave this relatively close up, and we're going to try to play Let's Beat the Thunderstorm. So if you start hearing that in the background, we did not beat it, but we're gonna try. So this is the Moonlight Tarot. Look at this box. This is handmade. It's got all of her information here. Look at this. It's hard to see here. Let's see. I think I have that. Here we go. Can we see it here? There we go. Check this out. Isn't that gorgeous? This is the cover that kind of slides in. Very well protected. They fit pretty snugly in this box. And look at this. No damage on the cards. Nice thick deck. There is a PDF guidebook. It is, it's keywords, basically, for the deck. It's kind of based, it says, Crowley and Rider-Waite, so it's just kind of a mixture of both. I can see both in it. So I kind of like this little kind of hybrid deck that kind of does its own thing, and as we go through you'll be able to see that. Let's see the size. I'm always surprised, oh, I need a deck to compare it to, but the problem is most of these decks that I have at my desk are not normal size decks, so there's that. And Mystic Masters is in my bag, which I normally have. Oh wait, I believe Tempest Tarot is kind of a standard-ish size. But you can see these are tall and thin comparatively. They're a tall and thin, whereas this is kind of regular tarot, basic size and shape. So it does have an elongated shape to it. They're a matte finish. I think they're 350 GSM, if I'm not mistaken, is what I read. These are the backs, and they're laminated. They feel pretty good cardstock. I don't know if they feel I don't know, they shuffle really well. I don't know if they feel they have a super thick core though, but they're beautiful. They feel really nice in the hands. They're quite thick. Okay, so let's flip through this. I love this little fool. There's that red that I was talking about. The Magician, all the hands. Now there are like mandalas, these kind of designs or sigils throughout. They do have quite an elaborate border, this kind of, you know, moon design. And all of the faces have this same kind of crossed out vibe. Look at this Empress, y'all. Gorgeous. I love it. And the Emperor in stone. I just thought that that was such a beautiful concept, this kind of growing tree for the Empress and the Emperor, this being set in stone. Beautiful. Beautiful. Get this a little better. We have the Hierophant in this circle with all of his tools here. Again, look at this red ribbon around the lovers with this ring in the center. Chariot. Look at this strength. Oh my God. All the like snow. This beautiful wolf. It's gorgeous. The Hermit. It has this like storybook vibe. Oh, there's the rain. This storybook vibe. But also like there's this witchiness and like dark forest ish thing going on. I think that's what intrigues me the most. I do find as gilded, I guess you would say, or like as decorative as it is, the images are still quite simple. I know that seems, you know, oh my God, where's my words? Like opposites, but it is. And the more I flip through, the more I think you'll understand what I mean. You know, this is justice. Yes, there's all kinds of stuff going on, but it is a sword and, you know, a balance, right? The scales. The Hanged Man. Kind of look like in aerials here. I love this death. You have this growth coming from this bird. Temperance. You see this figure on a boat full of straw, kind of going down this river. Like, look at that. It's like straight out of a fairy tale. Sorry. My phone ring-a-linging. The Tower. These like roses being kind of zapped here in the middle of these rocks. Very simple star. Oh, that rain is loud. The moon, look at the eyes. I love a moon that's kind of creepy too. Like, especially because a lot of times when I'm reading with the moon, there are so many times where it's like, I think of, this is so crazy, but if you've ever seen like Disney Snow White, like old school Snow White, there's this part where she's running through the forest at night and everything starts to take on these like crazy faces, all these shapes and things looking at her, and everything is ominous, and she's like starting to run. It looks like the trees are grabbing at her. Everything seems so scary. And it's like when she stops and her eyes start to adjust and she calms down, she realizes that, you know, it's just the tree, it's just the forest, it's just, you know, little animals. And that's kind of that same feel where it's like when you can't see the unknown, these mysteries can seem so scary sometimes. But when the moon starts to shine and reveal where you are, it kind of alleviates that fear a bit, or heightens it, I guess, depending upon the reading and what you're talking about. But like I like that whole look to it with those eyes at the bottom. This is the sun. I watched when I first got this, I hadn't heard anything about it. I knew it was a deck from the Ukraine and that it held like some symbology and stuff from that culture. So I tried to watch the video that was listed on the Etsy shop page, but it is unfortunately in Russian, so I didn't understand it. But I watched someone, I want to say it was like Cards on the Rocks. If I can find it again, this was a long time ago, but if I can find it again, I'll try to link it down below. But she's from Poland, I believe, but she said that there was a lot of things that kind of corresponded with her culture, because they were at one point kind of all in the same country, the same kind of cultures. They have a lot of things that kind of mix together, including this symbol, which was kind of like cycles or rebirth, renewal. She said the name of it, but I didn't quite catch it. But yeah, I thought that was very interesting. But I love these like sunflowers popping up here. This here is the stark, which is a very protected animal, kind of hopping out of this cage. Like a rebirth moment in the world. And now to the minor arcana, we have the Ace of Swords, which also has this like pickaxe and regular axe with like chains around it, which I really dig the feel of this. I don't know, it's like the forging of an idea. Do you know what I mean? Like really getting to work on, you know, new things kind of coming your way. We have the Two of Swords. Like, do you see how simple? Like, no people. It's very minimalist in that way. There's not a lot of people throughout the minors. So I feel like it leaves that very open without, I mean, like, it's pippish, but not, but is. Three of Swords. Again, all these beads. These red beads, which are a part of the culture as well. The Four of Swords, I love that, with the fox and the rabbit here, just kind of resting together. This Five of Swords, brutal. The Six, it's kind of space in the middle, kind of finding that treasure, right? Kind of showing that victory in a Six here. The Seven, kind of strewn everywhere, and there's like it's like a sandy beach, and then what looks to be like an island over there. It's like takes you out with these geometric shapes. The Eight of Swords. The Nine, where we have this, he's like trapped here, kind of all caught up in this thread. Oof, this 10, battlefield. We have like a literal hand. Like, whoa. Then we have our Princess of Swords. The way she's balancing here is crazy. She's got her wings. The Knight of Swords. I love this Queen of Swords. It's so beautiful. And it really feels like, it's like it reminds me of the RWS. I think it's the coloration. It's like it reminds me of that Queen of Swords. And then we have the King, which I love. Like, it's on that chessboard and it feels kind of brutal, right? Okay. The Wands. These are beautiful wands throughout here. We have the Two of Wands through this waterfall. The Three, making these like wings. The Four. 5. The 6. 7. The roses are very heavily represented here, as well as I find baby's breath is heavily represented as well. Broomsticks. It's got the wings here. And we have the Nine of Wands kind of behind this caged but not giving in, you know? And the 10. This Princess of Wands. I love this image. She's got a broom in her hand. Again, like it's got that witchy vibe, that like wild woman and wild man. This Knight of Wands. He's got arrows. Look at this Queen of Wands. Oh my gosh. And the King. King on the hill. And then the cups. We have roses again. These are blue though. 2. 3, we see the shadows. Again, all this luscious red. Kind of reminds me again of like dark woods. I think maybe that's why it's like fairy tale, witchy, kind of all these sumptuous vibes. It's that luscious red. And like honestly, the lighting and the like on video does it no justice. This is like a deep red. It is so beautiful. It's like really hard to describe. And then we have the 4. It's got all this kind of beadwork here with this like kind of caged bird. Well, I would say caged. It's not caged, but it's like sitting on a little swing as if it were caged. It's like it doesn't know that it's not anymore, which I really love for the 4 of Cups. This 5 with all the broken planters here. 6, and again we have those beads. 7. This definitely reminds me of the Thoth. 8. Look at this 9, just kind of full of beautiful flowers. And the 10. We have jewels, beads, roses. We have a crown. Everything kind of filled up here. We have the Princess of Cups laying on all of these pillows kind of piled up. The Knight. I love this Queen of Cups. And then she's wearing this like red, like, can you really get this? This like, it looks like red, almost like silken fabric that when she's in the water, it almost looks like it's melting into this like blood. I mean, that looks kind of macabre, but at the same time, there's like a beautiful visual of her like kind of melting and becoming one with the water. I love that. And our King. Again, I've been noticing darker sides of kings in the past few decks that I've been kind of reviewing and working with. I've been noticing a darker trend with King of Cups, where it doesn't have to necessarily be a darker trend, but like I'm seeing a darker side of the King of Cups, which I normally don't associate with him. So I find it very interesting that like the visuals are starting to go a little darker in that area. I don't know, maybe just some stuff for me to kind of work on. Like maybe I just want him to be such a good guy, you know, kind of well-rounded and not prone to that kind of, I don't know, that kind of unkindness, you know what I mean? Or that kind of, I don't know, depravity, or I don't know, yuckiness. I just don't want to see him like that. He's like the one that I feel shouldn't be that way, but at the same time, like everybody has their darker side. So I feel like it's definitely pushing me and pushing my boundaries when I'm seeing this King of Cups. It's like, yes, he has that stability, but sometimes that it can slip. You know what I mean? It can slip and he can have bad judgment, but I feel like he knows how to catch it better than others, or he'll admit when he's wrong and try to correct. And then we have our Pentacles. 2, 3, for the Dragon, for the 4, our rabbits for the 5. Six. This abundance. All the apples kind of falling all around. Our 7. I love this 8. The spider on her web. I mean, I don't like spiders. I'm terrified of them, but I do love the visual. We have our 9. Basket full of fruits and beads and gems. Look at this 10 with that owl in there. So pretty. Look at this Princess of Pentacles. Like, all the clothes are just hanging loose. There's wine there, there's a bottle. Shoes are off. Like, where is she? She is wild and free, apparently. We have our knight. Taking his time. Look at this beautiful queen. Kind of holding that moon in her hands. We have all these ferns all around. This luscious feel to her. And then the king. He's got all this gold underneath him. He's kind of sitting pretty. So, yeah. These images are phenomenal. So, again, this is a bit of a thinner deck. I wouldn't say longer, they're about the same, but it does shuffle really, really well, even though it is a thicker deck. Now, I have longer hands, I have bigger hands, which I usually say a lot. I find them pretty easy to shuffle, but they do take my full hand's reach, if that makes sense. I don't know if they'll fan too well because they are matte. They're not a sticky matte. Oh, I can fan it a bit. They're not a sticky matte, but they're not like slidey. You know what I mean? So let's see. We have the Chariot. So it is a PDF. Let me go and snatch the keywords that they have for this one. So the keywords that she has for the Chariot are breakthrough, power, optimism, movement, spiritual growth, target, success, travel, and rapid events. So she gives quite a few keywords for each card, but no big descriptions. So it's just keywords. So it's a nice little PDF kind of quick reference guide that has a picture of each card and then the I turned them all backwards. Did I turn that one backwards though? I did. Okay. Anyway, sidetrack. Anyway, it has a picture of each card and those keywords, really quick and simple. You can print them out. It is on a black background, and it is in this, I call it Hobbit writing. It's kind of like the font of like Lord of the Rings, right? So it is written in that font. Some things are a little difficult to see. If you have a really good printer, I guess you could print it out and it would be easy to read. But for me, I'm like, it's okay. It's just some keywords, no big deal. Like I said, I think everything is pretty recognizable. And if you know Thoth and if you know RWS, you can kind of put each one together because there's still enough to see there. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, I've really been enjoying these darker decks, these dark backgrounds, Black Lily Tarot, the Intuitive Night Goddess, this Moonlight Tarot. I just love the whole vibe. It's like dark fairy tale vibes, and I'm just totally into that right now. So anyway, that is the Moonlight Tarot, you guys. So thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this walkthrough of Moonlight Tarot. I'm going to have Inez's information and the Etsy shop, everything linked down below where you can snag a copy of this deck. And if you have any questions, comments, let me know what you think about this deck or if you have it. Leave that in the comments down below if you're looking for me, if you want to join the Mystic fam, watch through Fat Readers, check out my Etsy shop, book a reading from me. All of that information is going to be down in the description box below as usual. If you liked this video, give it a like, subscribe if you are so inclined. If not, hey, thanks for hanging out. Anyway, I am sending all my love. We'll talk very soon. Later, Gators. Mwah.